This episode of The Travelling Epicurean was made possible by these sponsors.
Hi guys, Michelle here. Welcome back to the Traveling Epicurean. Today we are here with my friend Lynn. Hi. And she's going to show us how to make bulgogi. Okay. And you know I love to bring you scrumptious recipes. Well, stick around because this is so amazing. You're going to be really psyched about this recipe.
So the first thing is to have a really good sirloin. If you look right here, this has a lot of marble in it, so it's going to be nice and flavorful.
Yeah, that's
But you
amazing.
also want to slice it nice and thin.
Okay. It's like paper thin. You did a great job there.
And then, believe it or not, sugar.
Yeah. And I do that a lot with recipes. I think it helps to absorb.
Yes.
better,
So
too.
believe it or not, the sugar acts as a tenderizer.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to put on first. Then we're going to make the rest of the marinade, which is soy sauce, sesame oil, garlic, and we're going to toast sesame seeds. And the last
wonderful.
thing is green onion.
Make sure you're getting that. I like how you're cutting that on an angle too, almost.
Yeah, it's a nice presentation, and
Yeah.
it's a way to know that you're cutting it thin enough.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Well, and look how much beef you got too by
Yeah.
cutting the thin strips.
yep. So you know, so this was 2 pounds. So
That's probably the prettiest sirloin that I've ever
I
seen.
know.
Really,
Yeah.
really nice.
So you do a cooking class for kids at the Y?
yeah,
That's nice.
yeah. We have one this week called Iron Chef Junior. So they get a bunch of ingredients in front of them,
Yeah.
and we tell them what we're making.
Yeah.
And then they have to decide what ingredients they would use and what isn't used in that.
Oh.
So the first thing we're gonna do is add the sugar to the meat. So we're gonna sprinkle it around, and it looks like it's a lot of sugar, but
But not really. I mean, once you get all those liquids
Right.
in there. It was about 5 tablespoons.
yeah.
Okay. It's okay. Just trying to give everybody the right amount
Yeah.
Lynn, for the recipe. It's okay though. We'll figure
So then
it
you're
out.
gonna let that sit. We're gonna let that sit while we make the marinade.
Oh, okay.
So that marinade is going to be, because we're doing 2 pounds, about 2 pounds. We're gonna do 12 tablespoons of soy sauce. So we're gonna add the sesame oil.
Those are tough to open up.
So it's only 4 tablespoons
Okay.
of that. Add some garlic, and this I kind of do by eye.
Yeah.
So, whoops.
Or you can also use. So that's like.
You can use fresh. At the store, it didn't really look that good. So, if I can't find really fresh garlic, then I'll
Of course, you
go
can use
with
the jar. Okay.
the jar.
And it's flavor. It's just flavoring it
Yeah.
anyway. So.
And then this is green onions or scallions.
Okay.
We're gonna add those. So this is 2 bunches.
Okay. And you slice those really, really
Yes,
thinly.
Yes.
Okay.
And the last thing we're gonna do is add the toasted sesame seeds.
Oh,
So
very
these
good.
are untoasted, so we're gonna do that in the oven real quick.
Okay. Great. And you said it makes a wonderful sound when
Yes,
they're sizzling because
yes.
you're adding the hot sesame seeds
Yes, to this.
to the cold marinade.
Yeah. So that's tenderizing the meat.
Very good.
Yep.
And I think sugar is also a really good balance in marinades.
Yes,
I always use at least a couple tablespoons of
It
sugar.
cuts
in
out
marinades.
any acids.
It does.
Yeah.
It definitely balances that acid.
Yes. And we just put them in the oven, and it really does not take long.
Okay.
Just a couple of
Okay,
minutes.
so you don't do it stovetop method.
You can do it on the stovetop, but then they pop all over the place.
Gotcha.
In the oven, you just throw them in and then take them out real quick.
So we're talking like maybe 5 minutes?
Not even.
Not even.
Yeah.
What do you have the temperature on the oven?
It's at 350. You can do
350, okay.
400 or
Okay.
450, but usually, in case I walk away.
Okay, no problem. All right, sounds good. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you just took those out of the oven.
Yep.
And now they're just going right into the bowl.
They're
Oh,
gonna
I
go right
see.
in. Whoops! Without me making too much of a mess. So.
Oh, wow.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. This is the problem with having. All right.
It's okay.
Do as
You
we
got
say,
most
not
of
as
them
we
in the
do.
bowl. Wow, look at that.
So by toasting it, you're letting the aroma out of the.
I'm releasing some of those oils, right? The sesame
Yep.
oils. Nice.
So you can actually smell.
I could smell it.
Yeah.
It smells like
Yep.
heaven. These are, I tell you, my favorite ingredients to cook with.
Yeah. So this is what it's gonna look like, and then we're just gonna
And then
pour
we're
it
just gonna
right
pour
over
the beef.
The beef.
Oh my god.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I am so ready, Lynn. I'm so excited.
We're gonna just pour that over.
Nice.
And so if you wanted more of a marinade, you can double the marinade. But this is perfect, the amount that you have here.
I tell you, and it smells wicked good.
And
Oh
the
my
nice part
goodness.
about this is you're only gonna let it sit for 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's a perfect.
And then, so this is a traditional Korean barbecue.
Okay.
Used on a gas stove, but you could also get an electric one, or they actually sell them with a little gas burner that you can use.
Okay.
So the first thing you're gonna do is start laying the beef on the barbecue.
Yeah. It actually flames. Look at how it flames up like that.
So I would make this in college, and everyone would come down. They would smell it. They're like, "Oh, it's Friday. Lynn's cooking."
Lynn's cooking!
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I bet they did.
So you can see how quickly it cooks. And you
Yeah.
just start to turn it over.
So as you get it to where you want it to be,
Yep. Then you take it
done
off
it,
the
you just
heat.
take it off.
And
Oh
then
my
add more.
goodness.
Yeah.
And you set it aside until we're ready for the
Yep.
rice.
So you can add broccoli or any other vegetable to
Okay.
it as a filler with the rice, because you're going to serve this with over rice.
I love how the flames come wider up on that plate.
Yep.
That's amazing.
And I love the sound of the sizzle.
Lynn, I'm so excited we finally got together to
I
do the
know.
show. We've been talking about it for a while. It's hard to get our schedules together.
So you can either put the rice on the side,
Okay.
or I like to put it over it to
Yeah.
flavor it, and it
Nice.
just gives a nice little.
That's absolutely gorgeous.
And then we're gonna add some broccoli.
Okay.
Be right back.
That sounds good.
Okay, Bruce, you coming over
Oh, I'm
to join
coming,
us?
yes. I
Should we
am.
pour some wine
And
too?
guess what? I'm a lefty too.
You're a lefty? Get out of town. You both, oh, that's so sweet.
Is that sweet?
That's so sweet.
Oh, we have one
Lynn,
camera.
thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
doing
for
this.
having me.
Oh my gosh. I am so excited for you guys to get this recipe. So, I'm gonna dive in.
Yeah.
Okay.
This looks yummy.
This is so incredibly delicious. You guys, I'm gonna be so excited to make this recipe. And it's so tender too. Delicious.
Pretty nice for $10 across the board.
Yeah. So to get this recipe, go to the travelingepicurean.com along with hundreds of other recipes, but this one is gonna knock your socks off.
Worth every minute.
It's worth every single minute. Ciao!
Thank you for watching The Traveling Epicurean. A special thanks to
Hi guys, Michelle here. Welcome back. You're cooking with the traveling Epicurean today, and we're going to be making some fresh garden tomato sauce. That's right. I got this huge pile of tomatoes from a good friend of mine who was a little bit overwhelmed because she's been getting a lot of produce out of her garden, and I've been getting this feedback from so many of you, so I'm going to show you what to do with those excess tomatoes. Come on over here and I'll show you what we're going to need to get this going. I have a huge bowl of fresh plum tomatoes, a head of basil. I have a head of garlic. We'll use 4 extra large cloves here. I have 1 medium Vidalia onion that I chopped up, and I'm going to be using a little bit of tomato paste. Alright, so I'm going to start coring these tomatoes, and then we're going to blanch them quickly for 30 seconds in some boiling water. So it's very simple. I'm going to be coring all of these plum tomatoes, just like that. I'm on my last tomato. I actually had 91 plum tomatoes. What we're going to do is we're going to blanch them just for 30 seconds. I'm going to put them into some ice cold water. This is going to help peel off the skins really easily. And then I'm going to start to saute some sweet onion and some garlic cloves here. And we're going to get that going. And then we're going to puree the softened onion and the garlic with the tomatoes. And we're going to do 2 versions of sauce, an uncooked version and a cooked version. So let's get these tomatoes over to the stove and start blanching them. Break the tomato open with your hands. You don't have to get out all of the seeds, but I like to get out some of the seeds and I like to see what they look like. And then as these tomatoes have sat here, there's actually water that has risen up to the top. So I'm just going to be taking out some of that water there. There. Look how beautiful those tomatoes are. Oh my goodness. Really gorgeous. And see, there's some seeds in there. It's okay. We are just going to make the most delectable sauce. Now I'm going to go get the sauteed onions and garlic that we deglaze with that white wine. We're going to put it into this food processor and I'm going to start pureeing those gorgeous tomatoes. So I'm going to saute up this onion and garlic on low with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to get, well, you know me and deglazing with wine. I'm going to actually do white wine here. And then we're going to burn off that alcohol and we're going to be left with this amazing flavor to add to our gorgeous plum tomatoes. We're going to let that reduce a little bit and then we'll get everything into the food processor. It smells so good. I love deglazing with wine. I'm going to start spooning in these gorgeous tomatoes. Really delicious. I'm going to do a little at a time with the sauteed vegetables here. Alright, so that's our first batch. It smells like the garden. I'm serious. Absolutely beautiful. I am pureeing this until smooth. If you like it chunky, you can just pulse it, right? And that'll keep it thicker. Tomatoes. You don't have to do 91 tomatoes. You can do a smaller batch. It's going to be definitely easier for you. All right, we got this done in 3 batches. I'm excited about that. So I'm going to add this to our pot. Okay, so we're doing an uncooked version. So this definitely needs to be seasoned now. About a tablespoon of salt. But if you're sensitive to salt, you need to go by taste and add a little at a time. I'm going to add a little bit of very fine pepper to this. Well, before we put this on the stove, I'm going to try it and make sure that I just put enough salt and pepper in it, because we're going to do an uncooked version right here. Delicious. And I'm going to get this on a stove right now and start heating it up. I'm going to add 5 large fresh basil leaves. Add 1 large bay leaf. My mother gave me these gorgeous bay leaves. Add a tablespoon of sugar. Just a teaspoon of my ground Italian seasonings. You really don't want to overpower this because you want those lovely flavors of the fresh tomatoes. 1/3 cup of red wine. A tablespoon of tomato paste. And my mother used to make this sauce when I was a kid because we had a really big garden, and she told me that my Aunt Pasqualina used to make her own tomato paste. She used to cook down the tomatoes until they were this gorgeous, dark, deep red, and that's what my mom would use for her fresh garden tomato sauce. We already added our salt and pepper for our uncooked version, and so we don't need any more. And we're just going to simmer this. You can simmer it really from anywhere from a half an hour to 2 hours. It depends how much you want those flavors to develop. So it's been simmering for about an hour. I think it's perfect. Gosh, look at the color of this gorgeous garden tomato sauce. I'm going to scoop some onto our other plate of pasta. And then you can see a little bit of the difference with the color of the sauce. That's the uncooked, and that's the cooked. We'll add some fresh basil to that as well. And of course, can't forget the grated cheese, because that is one of my favorite parts. These came out super great. I can't wait for you to try these. I love them both. The uncooked and the cooked are out of this world. Now you know what to do with all your excess garden tomatoes. It's just like my mother used to make for me when I was a kid. You're gonna love this recipe. I can't wait to hear from you on it. You can find the recipes at thetravelingepicurean.com. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Arrivederci! Michelle here. Welcome back to the Traveling Epicurean. So it's natural to crave all those wonderful Italian dishes like lasagna or eggplant parmesan when you grew up in an Italian kitchen. So today I'm really excited to show you how to make one of my all-time favorite dishes, Lazy Man's lasagna. 1 pot, 2 minutes. Come with me to that kitchen and we're going to show you what we're going to need. So guys, this is what we're going to need for our Lazy Man's lasagna. I have a pound of rigatonis that we're going to cook up in just a minute. I have a couple of pounds of my favorite ricotta from Liuzzi. It's really creamy and delicious. 3 cups of shredded mozzarella, Parmesan cheese, my tomato basil sauce that is hot, and some brown sweet fennel sausage. That's one of my favorites. Why don't we take a look at how I brown that? So look what I got here. I don't horse around, people. I got my favorite sweet fennel sausage from Liuzzi. I have a giant can of tomatoes. There's about 3 cans in there that I'm going to make my sauce with. I have 6 cloves of garlic that I smashed. I do about 2 cloves per can. And I'm just gonna take all of the sausage out of the casing and we're gonna start to brown it and get this going for the Lazy Man's lasagna. I actually have an extra half a pound that I'm gonna flavor the sauce with when I get those tomatoes pureed with this garlic. I'm taking the casing off of the sausage, just like that. I'm just gonna start breaking up the sausage. My 2 pounds of sausage. I also have these beautiful links that I'm going to drop in there because they're going to flavor my sauce. I'm making my quick tomato basil sauce. I may cook it for a little bit longer than 20 minutes. But then I have all this other broken up sausage and I'm just putting it all in the pot. And look at those beautiful garlics. Those are going in the food processor right now and I'm going to put them in with the whole tomatoes and start to puree my tomatoes. So look how gorgeous. Look how it's coming out nice and golden. See that piece right there? But I'm even going to break that up a little bit more. I have my links on the left side. And every 5 minutes, I'm just going to give a little bit of a stir just to keep that golden browning going. And I have it, on a high temperature. I have it on a medium high, closer probably to high. I don't want this to boil, I want this to brown because we're getting lots of layers of flavors by browning the meat. Look at the beautiful brown bits at the bottom of the pan. There's a little bit of oil, so we're going to drain this oil after we continue to brown. Our little links here aren't browned yet, but they will be. And so it's been about 10 minutes. It's looking beautiful, and I'm going to continue to brown this until it's really golden. All right, I think maybe about 10 more minutes. All right, so I'm gonna take the large links of sausage. They started cooking, which is what I wanted them to do. You don't have to do this, but I like to flavor my sauce with pork chops or sausage, or you could just do the tomato basil. And then I'm gonna drain some of the oil from the sausage. All right, so I'm getting all the sausage in the strainer here. That's over a pan. I have a lot of oil in there and I want to strain some of that oil out before I deglaze all of those wonderful bits off the bottom of the pan there. So I got the pan back on the stove. The sausage has drained. That's going back in. Look, I even got more oil in the pan that I was draining. Plus this oil. So we don't need that in the sauce. I'm gonna deglaze with 1/3 cup of red wine. Oh, that smells so amazing. We're gonna give it a stir. Get those bits on the bottom there. Really lovely. Oh, I love the smell of fennel sausage and red wine. So look, I'm gonna get up all these beautiful brown bits of sausage and I'm gonna put it right into this bowl with a thick Bounty paper towel. Do not use a cheap paper towel because the paper towel will fall into little itty bitty bits of paper. I'm doing this to gather, the excess oil. I'm just going to pull the paper towels like that. And then we have some beautifully brown, gorgeous sausage bits. So I've been making this Lazy Man's lasagna for a very long time. I got it from some very sweet friends of mine. They're like second family. I had many, many dinners over their house, and a lot of times they made this Lazy Man's lasagna. They made it with ground beef. You could actually use whatever meat that you want. You could do ground beef, ground turkey. I used my sweet fennel sausage from Liuzzi today. And that's the hardest part about making this Lazy Man's lasagna, is browning the beef. So I got the pasta on the stove and we're gonna mix all of these ingredients in that pot and then boom, we're gonna put it in the serving dish and we're done. Wait to try this. You won't believe how amazing it tastes. I can't wait. All right, I'm gonna go get the pasta. All right, so I have our pound of cooked two al dente rigatonis. There's nothing worse than a mushy pasta. So it has a little bit of tooth. That's what al dente means. It's hot. Everything needs to be hot. The sauce is hot. The sausage meat is hot because you want it to melt the mozzarella and you want it to become this lovely creamy sauce. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of sauce just so the pasta doesn't stick. And another reason why you want it al dente is because this pasta is going to keep cooking. I'm going to use a measuring so you can see. Now that's 2 cups of sauce. I'm going to add in half of this ricotta. 1 pound is going to be perfect. I'm going to add in this mozzarella. Look how incredible this looks. And then I'm going to add in the whole 2 pounds of ground sweet fennel sausage, and that comes to 3 cups. And now I'm just going to start to stir this. Oh my goodness, this looks heavenly. Just keep stirring. Out of this world. I cannot wait to have a bite of this. So you see how it's a little bit stiff. We'll add in our 3rd cup of sauce. Remember, everything's got to be hot too. This way it just melts nicely. You can do this, I mean literally it's going to take all of 2 minutes to get this combined. And another half a cup of sauce. So it's about 3.5 cups of sauce. That looks to die for. I'm going to put this in our serving platter right now. And what I love about this dish is you can really make this with your guests being right there. It won't take you away from your friends and all the fun. I'm going to put all this beautiful pasta right into my platter. I'm going to add a little bit more sauce and then give it another little stir. Looks amazing. I'm going to sprinkle some cheese on that, just like so, and then get some julienne basil. My goodness, look at this amazing Lazy Man's lasagna. Absolutely gorgeous. And you know what I like to do is I like to serve a small bowl of sauce on the side in case anybody wants a little extra sauce. So I am going to plate up a little bit of this, considering this is my favorite dish. Really, it took 2 minutes to make. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And you have all those wonderful flavors. Oh my goodness. Wow, you're gonna love this. The sauce that this Lazy Man's lasagna, mixing it all in that one pot, the sauce that it creates is unbelievable. You may never want to make a traditional lasagna again after you make this and you taste those flavors. It's just like lasagna, unbelievable. You can find this recipe at thetravelingepicurean.com. Have a really great weekend. See you next week. Ciao! So today, that's why I'm really excited. So today is something. So today, I'm pretty excited to show you. I'm pretty excited. I don't know. So it's natural to grow up in the kitchen.
Thank you for watching The Traveling Epicurean. A special thanks to